looking at where our sources are coming from. So it's important that you're documenting it, but online is always in the top 3. So we thought, let's get educated, and so we've brought Chris in, and Chris is going to give us a bit of a rundown.
Beautiful, cool.
Back to you.
So what I'm going to do is just do an overall review of social media. I'm not going to do a very top level, hey guys, you've got to do engaging content and all that sort of crap that's not actionable. And I guess in terms of today, I'll give some top level in regards to what social media means, how to get the best result from it, but then get down to the nitty gritty in regards to what are the goals, what do you guys want to get from social media, and I guess cut away all the stuff that's irrelevant to what your end goal or end state is looking at doing. So in terms of, I guess today, what I'm hoping to do is go through and in regards to what you guys will be able to take away from today is one, a knowledge of social media algorithms, what they mean. Everyone talks about algorithms and they sound like this very complex thing, but I'll give you a top level overview of what they mean to you in regards to what the outcomes are, and I guess how to beat them to get the outcome you're looking to get. A clear plan on how to maximize your social media results so you're not wasting time, you get the biggest bang for your buck, and real improvement strategies to get quality leads on autopilot through social media posting and advertising from social media every day. And then also what we can do is I thought it might be good to actually workshop one location, studio, gym, whatever it might be, to give a real live example. And then at the end of it, obviously, I'll go through in a sec, I'll work one-on-one with gyms, fitness businesses, etc. We can go through that if anyone was interested in that thereafter. So I guess first and foremost, social media, it's a very broad term. It can be a very confusing thing because there's new social media platforms popping up every day, and the hottest, newest trend, and then it becomes confusing what to do, because instead of just 2 things, now you're thinking about 20 or 30 different things, and people generally start in I guess the Facebook, Instagram, etc. And then as new ones pop up, they either forget about doing those platforms, jump onto the new things, and don't really know I guess what the end goal is, and why they're in certain social media, and what platforms suit what they want to do. So the main thing I guess today is what I wanted to do is go through how to simplify, how to identify what's actually important to you guys and what to be doing on those to get in the game. So like I said, in essence, where people go wrong with social media is they're trying to do it all. There's only so many hours in the day. You've got your other job, you've got running the gyms or locations, closing leads, whatever it might be. If you're there all day just bashing your phone for no result, or not really having a clear plan, then it's an absolute waste of time, and you're going to be getting less results than everything else you should be doing because you're wasting too much time on social media. Really simple takeaway is basically the simplicity effect, and that's what I talk about with social media. And Steve Jobs, deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. If you're ever going to have a big impact in any space, you've got to have energy and focus in those, and you can't have it spread too wide or too thin. And a bit of a tongue-in-cheek way of, I guess, taking that down to a more colloquial format is stop focusing on dumb shit. People do too much stupid stuff throughout the day that's irrelevant to what they need to do, and are forgetting about what I guess the key activities that they need to do to get what they need to do. So I guess a little bit on myself, and it's probably the worst part of a presentation, but I guess the reason why I want to run through that is just why listen to me, why there's a lot of people out there that pretend to be experts in certain spaces, and you're probably thinking, who am I, and why should I listen to myself? I'm the owner of a business called TribeFit, and basically I coach health and fitness businesses daily, and help them build and grow their businesses through digital, social media marketing, advertising. There's something to back that up. In the 12 months alone, past 12 months alone, I've spent $391,000 in Facebook and Instagram alone on those 2 platforms, and as you can see, 86 million impressions as well. So what does that mean? I spend a lot of money on Facebook and Instagram. If I didn't know what I was doing, I'd be broke. I'd probably be out in the streets down there homeless. And as you can see, I've done that. I've made all the mistakes. I've spent all the money. And so I guess basically what I try to do is show people that they don't need to spend 400 grand to learn what I've learned. I want to just take the learnings, the lessons that I've gotten through that whole phase, and I guess maximise what you guys are going to do.
What are impressions?
What's that, sorry?
What are impressions?
Impressions is ad placements. So for example, if someone sees an ad or whatever it might be,
that's elite.
No. Impressions is basically, let's just say you go on Facebook and you see one of my ads, for example.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So leads obviously is a very important thing, but this is just a top level report that you can pull from Facebook very easily. But like I said, just shy of $400,000 and then 86 million impressions. Here's just a number of the businesses that I help on a daily basis, just a handful of them in the health and fitness space, but once again, just to show an example of who I work with, whether it's from digital products, physical products, gym locations, lead generation for local businesses and all that sort of stuff as well. So a lot of the market leaders in the space at the moment. And then I guess just an exact example of a gym location that we work with, just to show you what can happen when it's done right. There's one location that's based in Paddington, and we help them with their social media advertising. As you can see there, obviously I've blacked out some of the ad spends and stuff because it's confidential, but the take home is this is over a month period, and pretty much the bottom right hand box is all of the leads they generate in 30 days for that one location. So if you add it up, 70 in that column and 36 in that column thereabouts, so north of 100 and so leads in a 30-day period for one location.
Based on how much spent?
I obviously can't give you that, but it was very, very profitable.
Can you give us like a lead, a cost per lead?
And we can go through that later,
okay.
But it really depends on what could be good for a cost per lead for one business doesn't mean that it's going to leverage straight across to another, because for example, they were selling 24-month memberships, and that was what the whole package advertising was about, and a cost per lead for them, for example, because they were signing up a person for $2.5 grand, they could pay more for a cost per lead than someone that was, for example, bringing someone on for a 30-day membership or whatever it might be. So it definitely does differ, but we're going to go through that later on. And I guess when people say, what's the cost per lead or cost per click or whatever, it really comes down to what does it mean specifically.
And so those leads, are those the ones that have clicked on it and put in their details?
They're basically, they're all guys that have filled out the form, name, address, best time to be contacted, phone number, email address. So it's not just clicked on, or it's not just name. A lot of people say, how I generated a lead, I've got a name and an email address. Well, that's not good enough. The easiest way to contact someone is obviously over the phone, and a lot of people, like I said, if you're just capturing name and email address, you can have a very bad result at the end of the day trying to follow up with those people. So yeah, good question on that. So back to social media. So basically, a lot of people think, starting with the very top level stuff, a lot of people think in regards to social media, if they're just on it all day and just posting pictures of their shirt off doing workouts, girls in bikinis, pictures of cats, dogs, funny things, all that, whatever. They think that if they just do that enough and they're smashing the phone or whatever it might be enough, that they should be able to get a result. But that's basically not the case. So what I wanted to do is go through, I guess, just a top level understanding of social media and like I said, the algorithm side of stuff, just to give you a bit of a background before we get into the deeper level stuff. So at the end of the day, when you're on social media, you've got to forget about what you're trying to do on social media if you're trying to get the best result. You've got to think about what the company, the social media company is looking to get. Facebook's public company, hugely profitable and a money-making monster. So you've got to think about, if you just take Facebook, for example, who acquired Instagram. So when I talk Facebook, I'm always looking at Facebook and Instagram to start with. Their goal is to make as much money as possible. And end of story. It's not to connect people. It's not to. They're a public company. They have shareholders. They have a right. They have a legal obligation to those shareholders to bring back as much profit to those shareholders as possible. Why is that important? You've got to think at the end of the day. Their whole goal is to make money. And how do they make money? They actually make money by selling advertising to businesses, to people who are on their social media. If there's no one on their social media, they make no money. Doesn't matter how many advertisers there are, if they don't have millions and millions of people to show those impressions or those ads to, they make no money. So their end game is to make money, but to make money, the only way they can do that is by having as many people on their platform for as long as possible, making it sticky as possible, having people sitting on there, rather than watching one video, they get thrown to the next, they get interrupted with something else, and They come back daily, they come back hourly. That's their whole entire goal. And back in the day when algorithms were free and all that sort of stuff and people were just posting spammy stuff, the reason why they changed that, you used to be able to just buy likes and post things and everyone saw what you did. And a lot of businesses, actually Vines is one example of that, who really took advantage of that, and as a result they had to change the platform. People were leaving Facebook because they were like, this is boring, all I'm seeing is posts of Ashley Vines all day long about sale. And that was affecting the experience of users. So as a result, people leaving going, I'm going to go somewhere else. So Facebook thought, oh, well, I've got to keep those people there, I've got to change algorithms and make it a better experience for everyone on there. So in essence, if you're spammy and you're not thinking about the end user's result, Facebook will make you pay more, they will penalise you for it, and as a result you'll be paying more for your ads, you'll be getting lower reach, and so on and so forth. And that's why when they talk about, if you put out good content, Facebook will show it to more people. Why is that? Because good content goes to people, people like the content, they stay on Facebook longer, and then advertisers will pay to communicate to those people. Another reason why they pulled back organic reach in terms of when you post, pretty much, once again, we go with Facebook for example, but Instagram's going in the exact same format because they're just following the process. Basically, if you've got, let's say, 100 people who follow your business page or whatever it might be, currently 5 to 7% of those 100 people, so 5 to 7 people of that 100 will see any given post you put out. It used to be if you had 100 followers, you'd post, 100 people would see it, and everyone was getting crazy reach, crazy engagement, and it's just gone like this. The reason why they did that is because Facebook introduced advertising. They got people addicted to being in Facebook and putting their posts out and getting clients, and then they slowly took away the drug and started saying, okay, now you're going to pay for it.
Is that pretty much like my, where I'm at the moment, they've got 1,100 followers and I'm just testing, putting different posts just to see what reach I get.
Yep.
And even saying I've got hardly no interaction whatsoever.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly
So,
right.
okay.
But back in the day, it was a Wild West,
Right.
and whoever had the biggest following was the biggest winner.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we've got guys that have got, like I said before, we work with Emily Sky, she's got 10 million plus followers across the social media following.
Yeah.
We've got some guys that have got 50,000 followers and making more money than her. So it's not who has the biggest following wins these days. It's about
Advertising on it.
advertising on it in the right way,
Yeah.
and then also about communicating and engaging with the people you got there to make sure that you're having a good relation with them. Every now and then I'm sure you'll see a post, you'll just think to yourself, God, some post has got heaps more engagement than the 10 others I threw up there before.
Yeah.
It is totally down to the experience on Facebook. So without going too technical, if you put a post out, it'll show to the 5 or 7 people of your 100.
Yeah.
If those people start to like it, it'll go one circle further.
Wow.
If those people start to like it, it'll go one circle further. If when you first put it out, everybody hates it, it will literally kill it. Because it doesn't want to put bad content out there because it's going to make everyone pissed off and wanting to leave the social media platform.
Interesting.
That's why it's sometimes you put something out and you've got no reason why. You'll think, God, why the hell did that get great engagement? Why did that get great reach? And then you try it again the next day, try and replicate it, and you can't replicate the same format. A, they're looking for good content, but B, they obviously want you to pay as well. So
it comes down to advertising through Facebook.
It is by far the number one format. We'll go through it in a second in regards to the third point there, what it regards to for you guys specifically. So the reason why I tell you about the businesses is you've got to think that in mind. That's what it's all about. They're there to make money, and I guess your goal is to allow them to make money from you, but as little as possible, so that it's profitable and it works for you guys.
Sorry, can I ask quickly, is that pretty much like on my page, I haven't added a business, but it's like a sponsored, is that means that they've actually advertised the
Yes,
sponsored?
exactly right.
Okay.
A sponsored post
Is that
is a paid
post?
post,
Okay.
exactly right. And they allow you to do ads, and then they allow you to do ads that look like posts, which is a sponsored post, because they're trying to hide it and make it good for business. Cool. In terms of the current state of current social media battle and why should you care? So I've just talked about Facebook and Instagram for now. Pretty much, like I said, and the reason why I'm doing it in this format, the goal of any social media platform is to have as many people on it as possible. In regards to the battle over those people, if you take, for example, Snapchat, for example, right? The best example. It was getting massive growth. It was getting massive engagement, and a lot of people were really getting excited about the live features and all that sort of stuff that came with it. Facebook and Instagram started to feel threatened. So as a result, what have they done recently? They did Facebook Live, they've done Facebook Stories, they've literally copied everything that Snapchat has done.
Another good Snapchat feature.
You can draw on it, you can put the little hats on it, they're literally just copied them, like blatantly copied. And why do they do that? Is because Snapchat started stealing people away from Facebook. People were like, oh, Facebook's not that cool, Instagram's not that cool, I'm gonna go to Snapchat. They've got these great features. They literally copied it because they want to create, a castle around those people so they can keep advertising to them. So what do when they're trying to do that and entice people to come back from other platforms? Is they give you extra benefits. Once again, they try and get you addicted to it. Facebook Lives, when they first came out, your reach was insane. If you did a Facebook Live, your reach was insane. And why do they do that? Is because they don't just put out the feature, they also want you to get addicted to the feature. So basically, rather than going on Snapchat, people then came back to Facebook and kept doing Facebook Lives. Once you're addicted to it, they pull back the reach, and then you don't get the success as much. So why it's important, we'll go full-blown scale of social media. Google owns YouTube. Facebook owns Instagram. You've got Snapchat, you've got Twitter, etc., etc. You've got to know that they're competitors. A great example is if you're on Facebook and you post a video link to YouTube, it will do terrible. Why? Because Facebook doesn't want anyone to go to YouTube. Facebook is Google. Facebook and Google, they're absolute enemies. So one of the biggest things to think about is anytime you try and cross-promote a different company within a certain platform, so if you do a YouTube video in Facebook, it will do terrible. If you just uploaded that to Facebook itself, it would do much better.
So, you said Facebook, Google, and Instagram, and...
Facebook owns Instagram, Google owns YouTube, and then you got Snapchat and so on and so forth. Facebook couldn't buy Snapchat, so they just tried away. Exactly right. So you just got to think, once again, what's the end game in mind? Who are the businesses behind it, and then who are they battling and why they're doing so.
So YouTube video, if you put that on Facebook, it's not going to get one.
It'll be a dog, literally a dog, because Facebook's just like, well, why the hell do I want to promote myself? I want you to put your video on my platform. So
do a video on Facebook.
So that's an important component. Cool. On to organic versus paid, just as we were talking about just before. Organic. By organic, we mean posting, general posting versus advertising. Paid is advertising. Organic posting, you literally have no control over what country, what area, what person, what age that may be shown to. Obviously, you still only get that 5 to 7%, or if it's really good content, a little bit more. But if you have, if you put out a great video and it's showing to, males in California, and your gym location is somewhere in Australia, you could get massive reach, you could get heaps of followers, heaps of engagements, but how many leads are you going to get? How many new members are you going to get? They can't come physically to the location. So it's, once again, hence why for the global businesses we work with who sell digital products or physical products and ship worldwide, they love it because anyone can buy it from anywhere. But for local businesses, organic social media is in somewhat way a bit of a waste of time. Getting a huge following from, like I said, around the world is not going to help you get your end result. When you go to advertising on social media, they give you the opportunity to target from gender, age, location, interest. Literally, if you put out the same piece of content, you could say, I only want to target people within a 5-mile radius of my gym location. I only want to hit females between 25 and 35 who are interested in X, Y, Z. As a result, if you hit 100 people versus 100 people on a global scale, of course, the results are going to be very, very different, for example. So when it comes to local business, bashing away on social media and trying to get followers, and there's all these apps and software out there where you can literally, it sets it up and it follows people around the world, they re-follow you back in the comments and all that sort of stuff. It's kind of a waste for local business. it can be good from a general business branding perspective, but if you're looking to get leads, members, clients, people into the gym, going back to the previous slides, it is a bit of a waste of time, if that makes sense. Cool. So I guess what you need to do is you need